So now we're going to do a weighted average again, and we have a couple different grades here, and we have their respective weights. Most important thing is that all these grades and their weights add up to 1. So let me go ahead and pull up, where's my stafflet? There you are, stafflet. So I'm going to show you how to do it on stafflet, because if none of these grades match, right? So it's okay if I use the stafflet. If both of these, this project and the speech, were 80, then I could just put 80 and then combine these and it would work fine, okay? So first of all, by hand, you just take the score times the weight in decimal form. So 60 times 0.05, 70 times 0.35, 80 times 0.2, etc. All right. But a really cool thing to do is to use the stafflet, because it will actually, thought I had it. There we go. Alt-tab, and there we go. All right, so we have a bunch of scores. Let me go ahead and add them in. I've got, 5? So we have 60. You do need to change this to a decimal. You can't have it as a percent. All right, and you can begin your analysis. Scroll, and I get a mean of 71.25. And there it is. There's a mean of 71.25. All right. The average salaries for 25 employees at a company is given. Find the average starting salary. So you could go into Stapplet and put 55,500 8 times and 33,000 17 times. But that's too much work. Here it's actually easier to do by hand. All right. So you go 8, you have 8 55,500. So you have $444,000 in payroll for your MBAs. You have 17 of these business degrees, bachelor's, so you have 17 times $33,000, $561,000. Your total payroll is $1,001,000. So you add that up, and I think there's a slight typo here because that doesn't make sense. Probably this should be a 1. Oh, it is a 5. There's a typo. There's a typo. It adds up to 5. All right. And then you divide by 25 and you get $40,200. So that's it. You just take, when you have repeated grades like that, you can just multiply them. And since they're all equal weight, we just add them up and we divide by the 25. Okay. A student receives the following grades with an A is worth 4 points. A B is worth 3 points, a C is worth 2 points, and a D is worth 1 point. What is the student's mean grade point score? Well, basically, what you're going to do is you're going to put down the grades. So what I had is I listed all the A's, all right? So they had an A in 2 3-credit classes. That's your weight. A B, which is 3 points, in a 2-credit class. A D in a 1-credit class, that's this one down here, and a C in a 4-credit class. So this is actually the kind of grades you might see in college, all right? So you multiply these out, all right, and we had 41 points. The total number of credits or hours, as we would call it in college, is 15. So we take the 41 divided by the 15 and 2.73. All right, and then I'm going to actually give you a preview of your assignment real quick. Okay, and you should have a handout that looks something like this. So what you're going to do, and then, by the way, this might change from year to year. I might have the D2 reflection in already. But this is pretty much the grades I posted. I'm pretty sure I haven't put in D2. If I have, you can actually add in D2 in there and just put it in the grades that are down here. So your daily grades, put in all your reflection grades. Right here I have 5. So I would add these all up and divide by 5. Now, the other option is you could actually put these 5 numbers in Stapplet and it'll put your average, all right? Then find all your quiz grades, all right? And there are 3 of them. Add them up, divide by 3 to get your average, okay? And again, you could put the 3 grades in Stapplet if adding them up and dividing by 3 is too hard. And then finally, you would put in, we only have 1 exam. And then you could use, basically, you could take each of these averages then. So show me here. Take your average above, so your daily grade average, and multiply it by 0.20. Take your quiz grade average and multiply it by 0.35. and take your test grade, then you only have the 1, and multiply it by 0.45 and add those up. And that should be your average, and it should match what you have in home access. So go ahead and look up in home access what these are. Turn this in, and yes, this is for a grade, all right? And one last thing I want to make sure when you're doing the calculator, I think I'm going to use this one because it's handy, all right? If you're adding up grades, let's say you had 78 plus 89, right? And you wanted to find the average, and you just go divide by 2, it's just going to kind of divide by the last part. So how do we do this? Well, let me clear this up again. You really want a parentheses. 78 plus 89, close parentheses, divide by 2. And now you can see it's dividing the whole thing. All right. So hopefully that helps. Enjoy your day. Don't forget next class. Well, it might varies from year to year. Right now, it's a quiz next class.